Alright, welcome back to Hot Topics TV again, everybody. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the story, please. This is about our fourth video we've done on Tori. Last time I said Tori Bowie, a lot of people are like, you're so disrespectful, learn to say her name right. I want y'all to know that the world is big and a lot of us come from a lot of different places and we have different accents, which makes us pronounce words differently. It's not an excuse, it's just what it is. Tomatoes in some places is pronounced tomatoes in other places. I don't know why I have to start this video off on such elementary level, but what we're really here to talk about today is Tori's passing, okay? Now, Tori Bowie, or Bowie, however way you're comfortable saying it, her passing was not what it was expected to be. Don't forget, when she passed, the biggest suspicion out there was suicide. Not only that, her own sister, her own twin, her own sister said that she had been having these problems, these issues for quite some time. And let's not forget also that there were the stories of her losing her self-control, her being out in the streets, her yelling at someone out in the streets with a knife in her hand, her acting wild and out of character, and people were saying she was having a mental breakdown. Why didn't her neighbors call those people to come get her and put her in a straitjacket and get her some mental help? Also, let's not forget the condition in which her house was found. The condition in which, and not that it was dirty or anything, but that her garage door had been open for weeks leading up to her death. Normally, people close their garage doors, or your garage door is at least, if there's something wrong with the garage door where it cannot slide up and down anymore to open and close, we'll just close it and just leave it. This is Florida. Florida has a lot of critters that run all over the place, right? And most people have like their washer and dryer in their garage area, so that's where they do laundry. But we'll get to that one in a minute. There could be alligators walking around. There could be, lizards, just flies and mosquitoes, whatever the case may be. So that's a door that most people choose to keep closed. But hers was open for weeks leading up to her passing. Not only that, from the previous reports about her passing, the front door entrance to her house was left open quite often for hours at a time, as in over 24-hour periods. And her neighbors said that at one point they thought that squatters might have taken up residency in the house. There was a mattress laying on the floor in her garage. Her car was not in her garage. The car was parked sideways, blocking entrance to the garage. And it looks as if she was sleeping on a mattress on the floor in her garage with the door open. Mind you, she lives in a pretty secured, secluded community. However, it's not normal. There were also reports of her doing laundry and her hanging her wet clothes outside over her balcony, her banister, in order to have them dried, right? And you would think, why not just use your dryer? Since you already got the garage door open, use your dryer, dry your clothes. Who hangs their clothes over their balcony and all over their house for the wet clothes to dry? So that had all these things had a lot of people thinking, oh, poor thing. She must have been struggling so bad. She must have been going through a mental crisis and there was nobody there to help her out. And that's the reason why she probably took her own life. Well, that was before. It turns out that she had real issues, and I'm talking about a woman's issue, because men cannot have these issues that the autopsy is now saying Tori died from. A lot of people were like, listen, we're all speculating. Let's wait till the autopsy comes. Okay, here's the autopsy. Olympic gold medalist Tori Bowie died from complications giving birth. Yeah, we were told that. Remember her neighbors who actually saw her as they were removing her body from her house? They lived right next door. They said that she was way advanced in her pregnancy. A neighbor who was also a friend said she used to talk to her all the time, and she felt good that she was now doing better, that she was now feeling better, and it was starting to show. She thinks that the pregnancy actually helped her mental state because she was in a bad place mentally for quite some time. Right. Well, it's confirmed that yes, she was pregnant. Other people were saying, why did they say that? Maybe she was sick. You know, there are some kinds of sicknesses that causes the belly to bloat. Okay, that was all speculation. The autopsy says that she died from giving birth complications. What exactly was that? Okay, shout out to Hello Beautiful. Hello Beautiful to you, my beautiful people. Heartbreaking details surrounding the death of Olympic track and field star Tori Bowie have now been revealed. We no longer need to guess. Here's the info. Tori Bowie was found dead on May 2nd by authorities after her family members contacted the police and asked them to do a wellness check on her because they had not heard from her in a few days, which was highly not her. She normally is in contact on almost a daily basis. Some of them knew that she was going through issues, but she also is the type of person that can usually manage herself. She just needs her distance sometimes. So they'll back off, they'll give her distance, but they'll still call on a regular basis to talk to her and whatnot. They hadn't been getting any response from her for a few days. They got a bit panicky. They were like, call the police, ask the police, go over there, do a wellness check. Just knock on the door, walk around the property, see if you see anything out of place, and maybe she'll answer the door. And we just want you to call us back and say, okay, we made contact with her and she's doing fine. Well, when they went, she was not alive. So the suspicions that her family and friends had, which prompted them to call the police, was valid. Her official cause of death will ultimately be determined by a toxicology report that can take up to 3 months. Her death was confirmed on May 3rd by the USA Track and Field Association. Now, according to the New York Times, a program provided at the service near her hometown, Sand Hill, Mississippi, said that Tori Bowie was preceded in death by a daughter whose name is Ariana Bowie. I didn't know that she had a child. And right now there are a lot of people that are saying, I didn't know she had a child. Did she adopt that child? When did she have a baby? Because people have been following her that are her fans, have been, because she's been, listen, she's been lighting up the athletic world since junior high school, into college, into professional. So people who've been following her that long, they're wondering, Ariana Bowie, where did she come from? And when did she find time to have a baby and get back to life without us knowing it? Well, I would like to know how old that little girl is, because if that child is, say, about 1 or 2, it means that within the short space of time that she took a break from track and field, she actually took a break, had a baby, and was about to have another baby back to back. That's what that would mean. Anyways, the complication that she died from, they said that she was in active labor. At 8 months pregnant with a fully developed fetus, she was in active labor. Now, I don't know why she didn't call 911 for herself. Maybe she thought she could deliver this baby on her own. Maybe this is a situation of mental issues combined with pregnancy and her not being able to handle what she thought she could handle. But it has been determined by this autopsy that eclampsia is what caused her death. Eclampsia. Eclampsia is a complication of preeclampsia, pretty dangerous for a pregnant woman. It is defined by a medical journal as a disorder of pregnancy in which a person who's pregnant has high blood pressure, dangerous levels of high blood pressure, and protein in their urine. Eclampsia is when a person with preeclampsia develops seizures, convulsions during their pregnancy. Seizures are episodes of shaking, confusion, disorientation caused by abnormal brain activity. Well, that could explain why she never called 911 for herself, because through eclampsia, there's confusion and disorientation. If you're confused and disoriented, the last thing you might be thinking about is picking the phone up, calling 911, and being clear in speech to say, hey, I'm pregnant. I believe I'm going through eclampsia. I was diagnosed with preeclampsia. I'm going into a seizure. I need help immediately. Plus, when you're going into a seizure, no one going into a seizure usually has the time to pick up the phone and dial 911 to come get some help. So it's a pretty crazy situation for her to have to have been in and then be alone to go through it at the same time. Eclampsia. I urge all women out there who are pregnant or who are thinking about getting pregnant to look into eclampsia and the complications that could come with eclampsia and preeclampsia. Preeclampsia especially, because eclampsia is actually part of preeclampsia. If that's the situation, which, that's what it says. That's what it says on paper now. So according to U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention, Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. Now, we can go on with a whole nother discussion about that. It's just the same as how they say that Black people are more predisposed to diabetes, and that it's in our genetics. It is a genetic part of makeup, and it's not, right? It's about us following those same diets, the soul food, the ham hocks, the chitlins, the greasy fried chicken, all the unhealthy, low vibrational foods that were handed down. We continue to consume those, the drinking, the smoking, the get together and partying. Instead of resting, we poison our kidneys and our livers on a constant basis. Those are the things. But they would want to have us believe that this is predestined for us as a people. So I'm not going to buy into that, and that's just my personal opinion on it. And I'm just telling you what the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention says. Now, in the years leading up to Tori's death, she reportedly retreated inwards, meaning she became introvert. She became a person who wanted to be by herself, and she was by herself. This was reported even in the New York Times. She even backed away from me, said her longtime agent, Kimberly N. Holland, but she always found her way back because of the bond that we had. So it was something about her where she just wanted to be by herself, and again, that might have to do with issues mentally that she was battling by herself. Sometimes when people are going through their issues, especially mental issues, they become a bit insecure, right? And it was documented also that she was having domestic issues. On top of her mental illness, domestic issues, and then pregnancies, that's just a whole lot to have to go through, especially for someone who is already not in a solid place mentally. So with all that said, she was shining light at the 2016 Olympics in Rio. She won a silver medal in 100 meters. She won a bronze medal in the 200 meters. She won a gold medal with the team in a 4x100 meter relay. So she is a pretty storied athlete and well deserving of the accolades that she got. I don't think she also did modeling while she was here. And the modeling gigs helped to keep the money coming in. I'm guessing she got pregnant. There was no track and field gigs. There were no modeling gigs because she was pregnant. And then she was into herself now, locked in the house, somewhat of a hermit. So her income had dried up significantly and things had changed for her financially. It was also reported that she had actually gotten a notice from her homeowners association that her own homeowners association fee were long overdue and were piling up, and that she was getting ready to lose her residence, her house, right? So there were a lot of things going on in Tori's life. At the end of the day, man, she is no longer with us, and that's life. We come here, we live, we leave. People continue to speak. We're no longer here, and I don't think we're no longer concerned anyways, right? That's what we say anyways. My condolences still goes out to her family and her close friends and relatives, and, may her soul rest in peace. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. And as a woman, have you ever had any situations with eclampsia or preeclampsia while you were pregnant? I can't stress enough how important it is for you to get your regular checkups before you even decide that it's time to have a baby. But most importantly, as soon as you find out that you are pregnant. I'll catch y'all on the next video. And don't forget, if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.